What's going on, guys? Young Bunnies here, and today I'm going to be bringing you two battles. The first one here is going to be an OU match, as you can see here. I've got sort of a defensive support Umbreon. I've got a Specs Espeon. Espeon has ridiculously high special attacks, so most people run support sets, but I thought I'd just try out an offensive variant. Then I've got a Metagross, typical Mamoswine, and I have a specially based Nasty Plot, Vacuum Wave, Life Orb, Infernape right here, and then just standard defensive Tentacruel. So anyway, let's get right into this. So I'm going to lead with my Espeon because I threaten most of his team. I've got the Hidden Power fighting for his Ferrothorn, but he is going to switch right into the Celebi, which was predictable, but so I'm just going to get out of there, going to Metagross, forgetting that this thing gets Earth Power, plus he's Nasty Plot, as we find out right now. But I'm going to get my rocks up. I was sort of predicting a switch. Unfortunately, he does get the +2 special attack, and he's going to take my Metagross right out. So now I'm going to go into my Infernape, go for the U-turn, predicting a switch, because I threatened him pretty seriously, but he stays in. And for some reason I go into my Tentacruel here, and immediately I'm down 4 to 6. I don't know why I didn't go into my Umbreon right there. That was a little bit of a mistake. So he's going to get a good amount of health back while I go for the payback. Going to bring him down to a low range, and now he is going to switch out. My payback is going to do nothing to this Machamp, naturally bulky a little bit, so I'm going to be forced to switch out right here. I'm going to go right back in my Espeon. The dynamic punch does a buttload to me, but luckily I hit through the confusion right here and take him out, which was awesome. Fortunately, he's going to bring in his Metagross, which not too much I can do about, so I'm going to go into my Infernape, take the Bullet Punch okay, and I believe I set up a nasty... No, I go straight for the Flamethrower, which is going to bring him down to his Sash, where I can easily take him out with the Vacuum Wave. Which is great. Get the Alakazam out of the way, and now it is 4 to 4. He's going to bring in his Tentacruel, which is going to threaten me out. I can't really do much to it. I don't know. Actually, going for the Toxic Spikes there is a pretty good play on his part because it doesn't really affect anything on his team. Could hit the Celebi, but that's got the Natural Cure, so really that was a good move on his part, because if I hadn't have switched into Espeon, I'd have spikes on my side of the field, and anyway, it didn't hurt him. But now, sorry, I'm going to go into the Infernape. Predicting the Protect, I'm going to get my Nasty Plot boost up, at which point I can now take him out easily with a Flamethrower. He's going to bring in his Tentacruel. +2 Flamethrower from Infernape is nothing to mess around with. Going to easily take out that Tentacruel. Unfortunately, I am taking some Life Orb damage. But he brings in, I guess he forgot I had the Vacuum Wave, because that's easily going to take him out there. Now he's down to his Metagross, which does have the Bullet Punch, and so he is going to be able to take out my Infernape. But that's okay. Go to my Mamoswine, get instantly killed by the Meteor Mash. But luckily, this Life Orb damage is going to be whittling him down a little bit, and so Umbreon's going to be able to live 2 Bullet Punches. Luckily, he goes for Bullet Punch and not Meteor Mash or something. But so now with the Life Orb recoil, after I live this second one, I am going to be able to take him out with the payback for the narrow 1-0 win. Pretty good game, even though there's some misplays. Alrighty, second match is going to be a UU match. I've got Scarfed Crocodile, Life Orb Machamp. I've got a defensive Slowbro with counter, which is pretty awesome, as you'll see. And I've got Volt Switching Scarfed Rotom H, defensive Claydol, and a Specs Porygon Z or 2 or whatever, I don't even know. But anyway, we're going to jump right into this, and here we go. So he's obviously going to leave it with his Ampa Bomb, because that's what everybody does. But this allows me to do something pretty cool with my Slowbro here. So I take the Fake out, and now, assuming the U-turn's coming, I go for the counter, which allows me to get off a huge chunk on this Bronzong on the switch, which is pretty awesome. I like the way that works. When you know somebody's going to U-turn on you, using the counter is a great move, because usually they bring in something that they're not expecting can take a hit, but luckily it obviously can. So now I'm kind of playing around with the Bronzong here. Thought a Psychic. I went for the Psychic because I thought I'd take him out, then maybe hit something else on the switch if he was trying. Unfortunately, that allows him to get off an Explosion, but that doesn't really matter. So now he's going to bring in the Togekiss, Toxic him, which is nice, and I'm going to bring in my Claydol. Luckily, I don't get frozen or paralyzed or burned or anything. And so now he's going to switch out into his Machamp, which allows me to get these rocks out of here. Now, I am going to go for the Psychic, which, since it's Claydol, doesn't do too much, and I am going to get confused from the Dynamic Punch. He's going to switch out now into his Slowbro to take the Psychic, but I hit myself in confusion and whatever. So now he's going to start setting up Calm Minds with this Slowbro, which is not very good. That's not something I need happening, but I am going to get the Toxic off on him. And now I'm just trying to fodder off this Claydol here to bring in something safely. And I do manage to get my rocks up as well since he doesn't have a spinner. Now I am going to bring in Rotom Heat here, which can threaten the Slowbro, but he stays in. I'd go for the Volt Switch, so I know he was going for the Scald to try to take out the Rotom H. But luckily Slowbro, my own Slowbro, can take that pretty well. And allow me to go for the Scald here, get some damage on the Togekiss on the switch. I don't know if this thing has Roost or not, but luckily he's Toxic, so it's still going to be whittling down anyway. He does get the burn on me with the Tri-Attack, which is actually good. I would rather have that than be frozen or paralyzed. So now I go into my Porygon, which I do get the freeze hacks. But you know what? That's fine. Embrace the hacks, thaw out on the first turn, get a little hacks of my own, and take him out with Thunderbolt. So now obvious Fake Out is obvious. I'm going to go into Slowbro to take it and switch him out right away, I believe, because I like getting that Regenerator boost going, so kind of switch him in and out. He does get Switch Initiative here with the U-turn and goes into his own Slowbro. So I'm just going to switch straight into mine. Psyshock does pretty much nothing to me. I am defensive, so not too much to worry about there. Unfortunately, since this is offensive, Scald's going to do a lot to the Crocodiles, try to Pursuit Trap him. And he does get the burn, so now this thing's pretty much useless. Unfortunately, he does get the Slack off there. I was hoping to get some better damage if he switched out. And now I'm trapped into Pursuit, but I'm useless anyway since I'm burned. Unfortunately, this is going to let him get up to full health, but the Toxic is starting to take its toll. So now, this time, I know since I Volt Switched last time and he stayed in, I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt this time, which does enough damage that Toxic's going to take him out, which is awesome. But now he brings in his Azumarill, so Aqua Jet is coming, but luckily Slowbro is built to take that, resist it, and everything like that. And I'm going to fire off a Toxic. Unfortunately, I do miss, and now I can take one more, get the Toxic on him, and now I am going to have to switch out. But that's fine because I get a bunch of my health back with the Regenerator. So going into Porygon Z, I thought I could live in Aqua Jet. Unfortunately, I underestimated this Azumarill, and I cannot. So I'm going back into Slowbro. I'm just sort of trying to stall out for this toxic damage. And I know he can't really take me out from that range. So I am going to end up taking him out. And I'm down to 3% here on my Slowbro. So I'm going to switch out, get that Regenerator boost again, sack off my Rotom Heat, and go into my own Machamp right here. He does, I'm not sure if he's Jolly, excuse me, or if that was just he wanted a speed tie, but luckily I hit through the confusion and take him out. Now, Fake Out's coming, clearly, which is fine. Sack him off. One-on-one matchup with the Ample Bomb. Gonna take him out with the counter for the win. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, peace.